Good evening, everyone. We are live on Diastra Discussion Forum, and today, on 4th of March, we have Nina Patil on behalf of Umrani Farms, and we also has Bhaskar from Upgrowth. So, today is a special day. Bhaskar and Nina, welcome both of you. And today is a special day for a reason. 8th March is Women's Day, and we have an entrepreneur today with us who does a lot of work in a very different sector and with a lot of women. So, Nina, welcome on the discussion forum. Thank you for joining in. And we would like to hear from you and about Umrani Farms.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anand, and thank you, Bhaskar, for having me. First, I'm sorry to kind of contradict you, but I personally don't believe in Women's Day because I think every day is a Women's Day. Even though it sounds cliched, I think every day is Women's Day. But I'm happy to join you guys. But I think life is a celebration, and a country is only as strong as its women are. So I think I firmly believe in that. Yeah, so to just let you know briefly about Umrani Farms. Basically, our story is pretty interesting because normally, you start with the domestic market and then you go international. We started with the international market. We've been growing grapes and we've been exporting grapes since the last 26 plus years, I think 27th year this year. And our grapes are exported to whatever Europe, UK, Canada, Russia, and we basically growing grapes was a family hobby, a family passion, and we wanted to explore ways in which we could do natural farming in grapes. So that's what we thought. Me and my husband, and we wanted to have do because grapes is one of the fruits which has the maximum amount of chemicals, and also it is very expensive to grow. So we wanted to explore ways on which it is commercially viable and also with less chemicals. So when we started off with our venture, this was a totally drought prone area in southern Maharashtra. This is on the border of Maharashtra and Karnataka, a small little village called Umrani, where actually very interesting. Most of the households just had women in them because the men had left for the towns or cities for better opportunities, and because they didn't think anything could be grown in this area. But my husband, me, and my father-in-law. Basically, the credit goes to my father-in-law, in which that he had just retired from the irrigation department, and he said that we can grow grapes. This is the ideal climate to grow grapes, and that's how it started off there, and that's how the whole of working with women. So because they came more out of curiosity as to what can possibly happen here. So to cut a long story short, we started off with, it was a total, now if you come to Umrani, the entire, what was actually absolutely barren and dry, has been converted into like green revolution, because not only is Umrani Farms there, but also what I'm most proud of, these women have gone on to grow to, they've learned natural farming, they've learned and trained in our own farms, and they've gone on to have their own little vineyards and practice natural farming in their own vineyards as well as in the kitchen gardens. So I think that's what one thing that I'm really proud of and I'm really happy with. So it was like a little green revolution. And and when I started off with, okay, yes, we started with 26, 27 years, we were doing export of grape. Umrani Farms is a little project where we felt that since the last 2, 3 years, when the market is mature enough to understand chemical-free produce and natural farming, and also other local things like we have jowar, all natural farms and raisins. So we do, what happened this year is that due to COVID, last year, sorry, 2020, due to COVID, a lot of farms and a group of around export from Sangli and Nasik. And so a lot of farms had fruit and grapes hanging in their farms, vineyards, which they could not export quality grapes, which were grown as per EU norms, but they could not export. And we wanted to support the farmers at any cost. So we harvested the grapes and we said we have to do something with this, because this is what the whole year he or she works on, and we didn't want it to go waste. So we decided that we would make these natural sun-dried raisins. So that's how raisin came about. And Umrani Farms, so besides raisins, when we started off with, as I told you, jowar, maize, then urid, which is urid also is very interesting because biomulch, and so you need less water, and also it's in between the vineyards, all this, like even jowar, corn, and also we have organic dhoop sticks that we're making, because we believe in we are practicing we do of plant and of farm manures, and which we can use in different ways. For explored all these
Right, right,
various products. I think I lost you all for
right.
a minute.
Yeah. So raise in Bhaskar, when it comes to the brand that Nina ji has, is it's called Raise In, RAYS, Raise In,
Yeah.
right? And I want to ask you a question, Bhaskar, that branding is so important. I just like the name Raisin. And recently, when I actually went to one of the areas of, Bijapur, so I passed by
Very
Umrani
close,
somewhere very
absolutely
close,
1 hour.
and
Yeah.
I got to eat wonderful grapes about 2 weeks back when I was traveling, and they were
Oh,
really tasty.
okay.
And
I wish you had visited.
raisins, yeah, I know. And raisins, so this raisin नाम, उसका जो नाम है, ये बिजनेस का नाम है या बिजनेस का जो ब्रांड है, तो भास्कर ये कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है? क्योंकि मुझे लगता है वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम liking the name to various other things associated, online presence. So Bhaskar, we would like to hear from you.
No, absolutely, Anand and Inaji, congratulations, awesome work. Uh, the guru or who I follow, he says you are what you eat, and essentially your body is nothing but an accumulation of whatever you put in,
Right.
because that is the only external thing that goes in, and then from few inches, like you are born and then you grow to something like 6 feet. This is only about food. That your body mass is all about food. So amazing work, and with such a great social cause involving the community, and at both your brands like Raisin and Umrani. When you've put Umrani over there, you have just geo-tagged your product. It's like basmati can be only grown so in certain
Right.
areas.
Right.
So
Right.
and the resin is very very easy to relate. So I think Anand, these are this is a uh,
Yeah.
these are great brands.
If I
Right.
can just add, Anand, basically, raisin is, I mean, as it says, RAYS, it's like the rays of India. And also, we were punning, of course, on the word raisins, because our major product is naturally farmed raisins. But that's how we were punning on the word raise. And also, Umrani, if you realize, it's and Rani is a girl. She's the mascot of our farm. And she's with that little polka parkar, the little, the typical outfit of that area. And it's basically also because we so strongly believe in women empowerment and girls, and taking the community along with us, that we found we wanted, that's how we what we wanted to portray through our brand. So what we also have on our products, you'll see it's a woman farmer owned brand, you
Mm,
know so, and it's not because it just says it, because it is. And we really encourage, women are the one who are working in the field, but normally it is the men who get the credit. So that's what we want to encourage them, that you come forward, take credit for what you have done and what you have put in into, in your work. So we're very proud to say that we have around 10% plus women farmers. And it doesn't mean that you just put the name of your wife or your sister or your daughter, that the land has to belong to her. सातबारा त्यांच्या नावाशी पाहिजे, म्हणजे नावावर पाहिजे. So this is very important,
Right.
so this is what we try and encourage. And
Right.
also we very, of course, as I told you, natural farming and women empowerment, these are the two pillars on which we stand. And of course, as Bhaskar said, you are what you eat. That's why I think it's so important that food is chemical free. That when Umrani Farms was born, in fact, when Fresh Express was born, which is the mother brand, that's the international brand, our motto was that poison free food for the world. So we were saying we're doing all this outside India. What about India? Let's start with our home base. The best of things are produced goes out. What about our own country? So this is where we wanted to, expand the basket and kind of have these products for our own Indian customers. And
Right.
we also do chocolates, which is a favorite, and raisin chocolates.
Nice. Yeah. So my mouth is already watering when
Oh
it
yeah,
comes
I'll show
to
you. I have
chocolate.
it. I have it sent across to you and Bhaskar. Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
about
Thank you.
time.
And Bhaskar, so farming is coming up as a huge choice of business by many people now in India, not just in the rural sector, but many urban individuals are also moving back to farms, moving back to these new things, new in the sense old things revived, and
Absolutely.
getting back to that. And now, but this time when we are going back, we have a digital technology in our hands. We have all the setup for online. And Upgrowth is one of the pioneers in this work of digital marketing and online business. So when you see farm based businesses and online world, uh, we want to hear your views on that.
Yeah. So I kind of started working in '98, and since then the difference that I see, the entire supply chain system is very different today. Uh, People, when we started, and even before that, there was an urge to come to the cities,
Mm.
and coming to the cities, and people came because of convenience. Mostly because of convenience. You could earn more, you could eat better, and so on and so forth. Now things are the other way around. With internet, it's a level playing field. You could, as far as you have internet, you could be sitting anywhere, and the logistics is much better defined today. You could have access to anything that you want anywhere as far as you have internet. So that is the biggest differentiator. And so both the consumers and the farmers are leveraging that. Consumers, in the sense, today I don't necessarily have to have what is grown in my area. If I want, I can get anything from anywhere when in the season. And and they
I
need
think
not sell in a limited geography. So they have access to customers all across the globe. So that's the big difference, that cheap internet and smartphones have got to India. And both, I see both sides leveraging that. So, and why not? Because end of the day, food is perishable. Most foods, unless it is
right.
processed, is perishable. There is a certain shelf life. You have to ship it in a certain way, and there is a certain customer base that wants that. Not everyone eats everything. So that's the big difference, Anand. And
Right.
on the producer side, you try to be more visible. On the consumer side, you try to search more. You try to find the right fit, and so on. Yeah.
No, I think
Absolutely.
at a very basic level, we need to to know where their food is coming from.
Yeah.
So how has it been grown? How has it been treated? What has gone into what's making what I'm eating? And people are very conscious now to go a step above and say that what are the conditions in which, like social certification. Actually, this is like something that the Western countries have been following, like fair trade and SEDEX, and these are certifications for social standards, which basically audits for the workers who work on your farm.
Yeah.
How are they treated? Do they have a right to voice their opinion, to form unions? So this is something we've been certified for since the last 26 years, with being fair trade certified. And people are now getting conscious even in India, where they're saying, is there child labor involved? You know? So I think it's very important. And these things can be, leveraged, and these things can be portrayed through, I would totally agree with Bhaskar that, like you have the freedom to order from anywhere, as long as it goes with your belief. It goes with, you want to eat a particular kind of food, type of food, and you want to know everything about it. So if you have that option, you'll definitely go for it.
Right. So, Bhaskar, when we have been working together, the upgrowth and various businesses on Dayasara's platform, right? So, several kinds of businesses, okay, all in the ecosystem of Dayasara Foundation, where Dayasara Foundation tries to, on all sides. So, may it be various things on the marketing side, various things on the compliance, or the entire journey of an entrepreneur while we are thinking about it on Dayasara's platform. Marketing has been an important piece. So for being able to sell or for being able to have a market, so there are new trends coming in with the entire social media available at your own fingertips.
Yeah.
So पहले होर्डिंग लगते थे,
Yeah.
पेंट ब्रश लेके एडवर्टाइज पेंट्स होते थे,
Yeah.
पेंट होते थे, या तो बस के ऊपर एडवर्टाइज पेंट होते थे. अभी वी आर पुटिंग फेसबुक पोस्ट,
Yeah.
राइट? तो फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, digital marketing, Google My Business. So how does social media play a role? And we are also going to come to Umrani Farm's Facebook page that we created and talk about it a little bit. So, firstly, on social media marketing.
So Anand, I would say all the mass media is very expensive, and it was kind of monopolized by people who had the muscle. So even today it's not easy to or not cheap to buy TV ads. It's not cheap to buy print ads or put a hoarding up. And it's but if you look at, say, before internet, say, let's call it before the before Google came in, say before 2000, a business owner, a small business owner or a local business owner did not have options to advertise. They would do pamphlets, or most of them ended up selling to middlemen. And because they did not know how to sell, they did not know how to market their products. So in that sense, internet has democratized this entire marketing. And you being, even with a small budget, you can compete with the multinationals. Uh, uh, because customers are looking for value propositions, and fine, big brands have big budgets, but they also have big spends. As a as a business owner, I can learn that pretty fast. But if you talk about advertising at it as it happened before 2000, there was SEC, ABC, rack rates of Times of India ads, or whatever, print ads, rack rate of all those ads, and you were just lost. Today, all you have to do is experiment, spend a little, be ready to fail, iterate fast, and build your own market. So that's what has happened. Say on Instagram, on Google My Business, discovery is so much easier. Say, for example, if you're looking for something around you, you are not going to go to Times of India, or you're not going to go to Star TV or wherever to find who supplies organic grapes, for that matter, to my neighborhood. It is all going to happen on your mobile phone, and that is where I think small businesses have a leverage over the bigger brands, because bigger brands are talking about their brands, and it's very difficult for them to talk about values. Like, there are so many examples for that. They will do umbrella marketing, like we do everything organic, but then finally that particular product that the customer wants on a certain day will not be available with them. So that's what I think, Anand. that it's like very easy to market your business today, provided you do things the right way. And
Absolutely.
which was not the case when I had started my career. Like, our customers always had large budgets, and they were. It was very difficult for a person or a business with a small purse to compete against them.
Right. And when we are talking about all of these tools for social media marketing, there is Facebook, there is Instagram, there is Google My Business. So your business now is also on the map. आपका business आपके locality में भी famous हो सकता है, और आपके locality से बाहर भी people are very easily able to access it कि आप कहाँ हो और आप क्या करते हो, right? तो Google My Business gives that power to you. तो उसके साथ में WhatsApp आज हमारे हाथ में है, तो यू कैन रीच आउट. वो हमारा WhatsApp का जो फीचर है कि उसमें ब्रॉडकास्ट लिस्ट बना देते हैं, और एक मैसेज एक टाइम में बहुत ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचता है. तो WhatsApp जैसे टूल्स, भास्कर, कैसे यूजफुल कैसे है? और नीना जी को भी मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ कि इसमें से आप कौन कौन से टूल्स यूज करते हैं और आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या है. तो भास्कर, पहले अबाउट WhatsApp, एंड देन बाद में नीना जी कैन शेयर हर ओन एक्सपीरियंस अबाउट व्हाट शी डज विद SMM.
Yeah, so personalized ads. When we started advertising marketing, because there's a mass. There, initially, when the supply was a challenge, is to book Bajaj scooters and wait for 10 years to get a scooter. And then Henry Ford said, any color as far as it is black. Those were the days where supply was a challenge. The moment supply did not remain a challenge, the challenge was, how do I personalize my marketing message, because the same message doesn't work. So so they started in television. They started doing split advertising. Like, at the same time, you will see a different ad in Maharashtra versus Delhi, and again some kind of geo personalization. With WhatsApp, it is like phone is a very unique device. There has not been any other device in human history that has such one-to-one person mapping. Even a desktop is used by number of people at home. Laptop is used by 0.1% or whatever, even lesser in India. But phone is a one-to-one map. Phone is you. So what you do on your phone, what you do, most people don't share their phone even with their children or their spouse. So let's be very clear about that. And so its phone is you, and WhatsApp is the primary interface on the phone in India. So if you ask people in India, most people will be spending at least 50% of their time. Again, I'm not talking about people who do gaming. They spend more time in gaming. But for a business, when you're targeting, like Ninaji's business, when you're targeting people who want to eat healthy, these people are spending 50% of their phone time on WhatsApp, and 50% of their time that they are awake on their phone. So 25% of time you will find them on their WhatsApp. And so that, and it is very convenient. For example, acquiring a customer, WhatsApp broadcast groups, getting people to market for you. Like you send someone to your customer, hey Anand, I have a new box of new harvest of grapes. Are you interested? Be sure if it is on WhatsApp, Anand will send it to 5 other people, because that's the nature of the beast. Like it's so accessible. You are always over there. So that is what WhatsApp is like. It's like unsaid MLM channel, and which is up to you for to leverage. So yeah, that's how I look at WhatsApp for this. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Nina ji, how do you incorporate, because you have your Facebook page?
Yeah.
I just saw the website also about buy raisins. You have different products. I also
Right.
saw the chocolates, by the way, on the cart.
You must visit the e-commerce.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
but how do you use all of these tools?
Yeah. Surprisingly, it's good that Bhaskar covered all of WhatsApp because I will cover the rest. Because I've not really used the WhatsApp group, broadcast groups. What we've been doing with Upgrowth is actually through the Instagram has been a major thing. And as a subsequent thing, the Facebook page and Google My Business. So Google My Business, we had the page, and Facebook also. And funnily enough, I had not really explored Instagram at all. So that was a perfect fit. Kind of, I was kind of in between, like, this is enough. WhatsApp, yeah, abhi, like Google is there, Facebook is there, and then again, where this, get into Instagram. As it is, you're spending so much time, on this social media. But then, thanks to Upgrowth, we've explored this option, and it's been fantastic, because what happens is that thanks to them, like, okay, I also put in my own post, because when it's more product specific, like, it's Upgrow, and they kind of keep my focus sharp, because I kind of go into the farm life and want to give the background, because I think it's very important that the customer knows a little bit of the story, which is natural as a farmer, that I know best. But they do the marketing part, and that they keep the focus very sharp on that. And so I think it's a good combination. And so we've really explored Instagram beautifully, and you meet, and the best part is the collaborations that we do through Instagram, because there are people who will kind of who have collaborated with us and featured our products. So it's amazing the kind of reach. So you collaborate with someone who's got like 75,000 followers, and she says, wow, Umrani Farms, I've really tried the raisins, and it's worth it. And the next day you have, quite a few orders, because she's someone they believe in and who've used the product. So different ways that we have explored through Instagram, and
Right.
it's been a beautiful experience, because I've also learned so much from other people who are using Instagram very effectively to show different kinds. It's also like, it's a kind of education, because you learn about so many different kinds of foods, different kind of farming practices. So it's been very interesting. The kind, just besides for business, it's been, of course, been very good for business, because as I told you, for exports, it's easier. You go to these international exhibitions, you meet everyone in one place. So I was at a loss as to how am I going to the domestic marketing, and I was very, see, we are a group of small farmers. They have barely half, they're women farmers, half a hectare of land, and half an acre. Why hectare? Half an acre of land. So and this is like a social project. We're a group of, like, 700 plus small farmers, women workers. So we definitely, even when I collaborate, like on Instagram, I'm very clear it's a barter collaboration. So I don't believe in paid collaborations, because if you like my product enough, why do I have to pay you? If you like my product, you'll talk about it. You don't like my product, don't talk about it. Or you can say whatever you want. Of course, it works both ways. And but it's just that I think this has been my experience, and it's been good. Yeah.
ग्रेट एंड सो हम इसके बारे में जब बात कर रहे हैं कि इंस्टाग्राम पे सी मे बी देर आर नाउ सेलिब्रिटीज और मेनी अदर वेरी इन्फ्लुएंशियल पीपल ऑन इंस्टाग्राम जिनके फॉलोअर्स बहुत ज्यादा है. तो अर्ली डेज में एडवर्टाइजमेंट क्रिएट करना और वो बहुत बड़ा प्रोसेस था, लेकिन आज वो 2 मिनट में द मैसेज कैन रीच सो मेनी थाउजेंड्स ऑफ पीपल. And so we follow Sachin Tendulkar on Instagram, and you can send a message to Sachin Tendulkar and he might see it, right?
Right.
Things like these
Right.
to so common person can reach and have that sort of a reach. So
Yeah.
followers hote hain, and then marketing also, business mind also has become slightly more open in terms of collaboration. तो
Right.
नीना जी जो बात कर रही थी कि people talk about each other's brands and people
Absolutely.
leverage on each other's
Absolutely.
communities.
I'll give you a concrete example, Anand. Like Rujita Divekar, she's a big nutritionist. She's very big in this line, and so she was talking about how you can enrich your curd, your yogurt by because raisins also ideally you should soak them overnight and have it the next day. So put raisins in your yogurt, you know, and I found that like the natural raisins they do beautifully. These are very different from the raisins. We don't sulfur bleach our raisins, so the raisins you get in the market are totally golden and small and hard. So these are the absolute opposite of all those three. They are not golden, they're brown, they're either dark brown or black because they have not been bleached. Okay, we don't want to use unnecessary use chemicals. Then they are large in size, so it's like actually eating a real fruit. And also they're soft. So and then so it was a perfect fit. And so I wrote on her page, so I said you should like you all should try the Umrani Farms raisins. I don't know what is allowed and not allowed, but then wherever I see that it can benefit people or it fits in, so I kind of just put in a note, a message. People notice it, and if they try it and they have a good experience, and they go ahead and talk about it and write about it. So that way it has it's been really good. I mean that's you can imagine I've just explored the domestic market literally only with Instagram.
Right.
And I'm happy. See, it's I feel that it should be like it doesn't have to be like I'm not like I just want to have like have sale targets with I have to make this many orders per day. Let people let people experience it, let people come to know about it, and then buy the products. I think anything that is slow and steady kind of
Great.
wins the race.
Superb. And Bhaskar, coming towards almost to the end of the session, but we would still like to know how does Upgrowth do this? So the Asra Foundation connects entrepreneurs and creates this network where we can help each other. लेकिन how does Upgrowth ये social media marketing कैसे offer करता है?
So, how do you? This to answer this question, I have to go way back because you know I have been in this field for the last 25 years now. Like even before uh, we had Google and we had Alta Vista, so I started working there, and I grew a couple. I started a few businesses, did a few startups. And I think this is the only thing I can do, like marketing, and that also digital. So this is and interestingly, my partner also comes from from a similar background. So first thing we do is when we get new team members, we see how passionate they are. We look at their screen time, and how many screens can you look at together, and in how many hours can you spend on screens? so because it's see I migrated to digital. I was born in a different era. Now today people who are coming to work with us were born with two phones. Like both parents had one phone when these guys were born. So we look at people who are passionate about that, who know say how Instagram works. And because business can come from business knowledge, as Nina ji said, can come from her. She goes and talks about farm life. She goes and talks to us about her business, because every business is different. And upgrowth is a horizontal play. Upgrowth, the strength of upgrowth is that we can help market any business. And so we have people who are passionate about channels and businesses and marketing. We rely on our partners and businesses like Umrani Farms, Minaji, to share their business knowledge. Now, once you put these two together, I think we can create those stories. So that's, in short, how we try to do it.
Absolutely. And Deasra's role is pretty simple over here, that Deasra's platform brings all of these things together,
I
right?
think
And
it's more than that. So, you know, for if I think of from the Asra's perspective, now for us, for upgrowth to reach Umrani farms is not easy. There are so many Umrani farms, but to figure out the right
One
way how
Umrani
to
farm.
approach, yeah.
Bhaskar, one
So, got it. One Umrani farms, but many businesses and business owners passionate like that is very difficult. On the other hand, for Umrani farms, it's difficult to identify who would be the right marketing partners. And I think that is a big gap. There are solutions for big businesses today. If you are ready to spend millions, billions in your marketing, you can do that. There are people who do this matchmaking. But for small businesses like Upgrowth and Umrani Farms, Deasra, I think, is the only unique platform. So because it builds trust on both sides.
right, right. And just to give a very, very brief, you know, brief line about it, is that platform that Deasra has built. You come here, it's pretty simple. You have your sign up, your own profile over here. You go around the page, you find out what you need, starting from small services to various other extended services. You will find that just fill up a form and we are there to just call you back and find out what exactly you need, and as well what business are you doing. So our interest, our business is you know your business interests.
Yeah.
So I would call it that we are here to power your business and create jobs, because that's a mission that we are we are on. And Bhaskar, I think it was a fabulous discussion today with Nina and you, both of you.
Correct. And I
Thank
could, thanks Anand, because of you, I could finally meet Nina. We have interacted on emails
you.
and
Yeah, true, true, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. And I'd like, till you can come physically, I'd invite all of you all to join, to come over to Umrani Farms, at least virtually. And I promise you it'll be worth it.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks a
it's
lot, and looking forward. Thank you so much.
thank you
absolutely.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.